All right, I'm gonna show you one of my kids' favorite lunches that's super simple and a great replacement for like buttered noodles. If you ever like just simple pasta with like butter on it, this is a healthier version of that with more whole food fats. So first, I'm just going to boil a box of whole wheat pasta. You can use any kind of pasta you like. And while that's boiling, I'm going to make the Parmesan cheese that's going to go on it. Whole wheat pasta, and all pasta really, has a great nutritional profile actually. It has 7 grams of protein and 6 grams of fiber, and I like to get the non-fortified because I don't like a lot of fortified ingredients. It still has 10% of your need for iron for the day without any extra iron added to it. So I think pasta is actually a pretty good choice for a healthy meal. So now we're going to make the plant-based Parmesan. The recipe is found in my cookbook, Plant-Based Cooking for Kids. And I have it on the recipe with the smashed potatoes because this Parmesan cheese is really yummy on potatoes, but also pasta and any other dish really that you would normally sprinkle Parmesan on. So we're just going to use some almond flour. This is blanched almond flour. It's just ground up almonds, and we're going to use 3/4 cup. This is a 3/4 cup measure. I'm going to pour it into a jar. And you could grind up your own almonds or other nuts if you prefer, or like sunflower seeds. But the benefit comes from that nutty, like fatty taste that's kind of like cheese. And then we're going to add a little bit of nutritional yeast, 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. And again, I like to get the unfortified nutritional yeast. This is a great brand, Foods Alive. You can get it on Amazon. I also have gotten the Sari brand or Anthony's. There's lots of good deals on nutritional yeast. And you might feel a little bit opposed to nutritional yeast at first because it's like, yeast, that's gross, weird. But if you have given up cheese, this is like your new best friend. It doesn't taste just like cheese, but it gives that umami taste and just like depth of flavor that I feel you would get from cheese. And my kids love everything that has nutritional yeast in it. They love that flavor. So we have 3/4 cup of almond flour, 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, and then I'm going to add a little bit of Italian seasoning just for those benefits of the herbs. You don't have to do that though. I often leave those out. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're making like a big batch right now. We're not using all this on our pasta. We're just going to keep this in our fridge to sprinkle on things as we want it. And then 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And that's it. Now we have this jar of Parmesan cheese that you can sprinkle on things. So once the pasta is done cooking, I'm going to spray it with some olive oil. I love this little sprayer. I try not to use a lot of oil in my cooking, but my kids eat very few things that have fat in it, and olive oil is one of the better fats if you're going to eat oil. I don't think that oil is necessary or even necessarily nutritious. It's not a whole food, and it's better to get your nutrition from whole foods, not parts of the food. Like oil is just one part of the olive. It's not the whole olive. You're missing out on lots of the nutrition and the fiber of the olive. But a little bit of olive oil can go a really long way. And so I'm going to spray the pasta with just a few squirts of this. Every squirt is 1/4 teaspoon, so it's not a ton of oil, just to give it a really yummy flavor. And then we'll sprinkle it with this, and it's just a really, really fast and yummy meal that my kids and I love. So while I'm waiting for things to cook, I like to munch on some non-starchy vegetables, because eating non-starchy vegetables before a meal helps to blunt that blood sugar spike that you're going to have in that meal. So I'm eating a pepper. I'm too lazy to cut it up even. I'll just grab like a pepper or cucumbers or little tomatoes or celery or some peas from the freezer and munch on that while my food is cooking. Okay, so here's my freshly cooked pasta, still steaming. I'm just gonna spray it with a little bit of oil And like I said, I know that's not a whole food for my whole food plant-based cooking show, but this is just so convenient. I can't resist, and I don't make it that often. And it's also perfect for when you have people over who don't eat whole food plant-based, because it doesn't taste like a healthy meal, and it tastes like buttered noodles with Parmesan cheese on it. So it's very normal tasting. Then I'm just shaking some Parmesan cheese, quote unquote, and stirring it up, and you get a little bit of cheese on every bite, and it's really yummy. So if I have like friends over for a play date and they stay long enough for lunch, this is a super fast and simple meal that I know moms and kids would like. I like to add vegetables to it too, like some frozen broccoli or like tomatoes or whatever I have, and that makes it a little more nutritious. But here you go, super easy, yummy, kid-friendly pasta meal with some healthy fats from the almonds, some protein and nutrition from the whole wheat and the nutritional yeast as well. And yeah, super easy and yummy.